Meet Jay Icon and his wifey, Apple. Online, they allegedly looked like the perfect influencer couple. Luxury lifestyle, designer outfits, expensive trips, and big flexes. Every post made it seem like money was falling from the sky. But allegedly, behind all that flexing was a scheme that hit Lululemon stores across the country and caused almost $1 million in losses. And the way police say they allegedly pulled it off was wild. Jay Icon was 44, Apple was 45. They were living in Connecticut and presenting themselves online like a flashy power couple. But allegedly, that lifestyle was not being funded by brand deals, investments, or some secret business. According to authorities, it was being funded through Lululemon. And this was allegedly not some basic grab-and-run shoplifting situation either. Police say they had a whole system. Here's how it allegedly worked. Jay Icon would walk into a Lululemon store by himself. He would go to the register and buy a few small items, nothing too crazy, just something cheap enough to look normal. But the purchase was not the important part. The receipt was, because while Jay was allegedly at the register, Apple would walk in separately, sometimes with another woman. And while Jay looked like a regular customer, Apple and the other woman would allegedly move through the store grabbing expensive items, jackets, leggings, coats, high-priced clothes, anything they could hide. Then police say they would stuff those items under their clothes. Now this is where the scam allegedly gets bold. After Jay made his purchase, he would walk back onto the sales floor holding his bag and receipt. Then he would meet up with Apple and the other woman like nothing was going on. According to investigators, they would allegedly use a tool to remove a security sensor from one of the stolen items. But they did not just take the sensor off and toss it. They allegedly attached that sensor to one of the cheap items Jay had just paid for. So now Apple and the other woman allegedly had stolen clothes hidden under their clothes. Jay had a receipt. Jay had a bag full of paid items. And one of those paid items allegedly had a security tag on it. Then they would all walk toward the exit. Apple and the other woman would walk out first. Jay would follow right behind them. And then, right on cue, beep, 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 the security alarm would go off. But Jay allegedly did not run. He stopped, turned around, and acted confused, like, wait, what happened? Then he would allegedly hand over his receipt and offer to let the employees check his bag. So to the workers, Jay looked honest. He stopped. He had a receipt. He was cooperating. They would check his bag, find the sensor attached to something he actually bought, and think, oh, we must have forgotten to remove the tag. So they would take it off, apologize, and let him go. Meanwhile, Apple and the other woman were allegedly already outside, walking through the parking lot with expensive Lululemon clothes hidden under their clothes. And just like that, police say they could walk out with more than $1,000 in merchandise in 10 or 15 minutes. But that was only part one, because after they allegedly stole the clothes, they would drive to another Lululemon location and return the stolen items for a refund. So they were not just allegedly stealing clothes, they were allegedly turning stolen clothes into cash. And once they saw the scam worked, police say they kept doing it again and again and again. Different stores, different cities, different states, same plan. And the numbers started getting ridiculous. In Colorado, authorities say they hit 8 different Lululemon stores in just 2 days and took around $32,000 worth of merchandise. Then Utah, 2 days, about $21,000 worth of merchandise. Then Minnesota, 3 days, around $23,000 in alleged thefts. Then, after loading up on stolen items, they would head back toward the East Coast and return everything for refunds. And while all of this was allegedly happening, they were still online flexing, still posting, still showing off, still making it look like the lifestyle was real. Because apparently, even during an alleged crime spree, the Instagram feed still needed content. But here's where everything allegedly started falling apart. Lululemon is not some small store with no security. They have cameras, receipts, transaction records, refund histories, and an internal investigations team that tracks organized retail theft. Basically, the Lululemon police were watching. And eventually, the pattern became too obvious. Same people, same setup, same alarm trick, same refund behavior, same stores getting hit. So Lululemon's investigators started connecting the dots. They tracked the couple from state to state, collected receipts, pulled security footage, documented the returns, and once they had enough, they contacted actual law enforcement. But J.I. Kahn and Apple allegedly still were not done, because in 2024 they went back to Minnesota, and according to police, they hit another Lululemon store and took almost $5,000 worth of clothing. For a second, it looked like they slipped away again. But then they allegedly got too comfortable, because the very next day they went back to the same area and allegedly tried it again. Same kind of store, same kind of plan, same confidence. But this time, employees were ready. When the alarm went off, workers stopped both of them. Jay allegedly got upset and accused the employees of racially profiling him. He claimed they must have set off the alarm on purpose. And because store employees can only do so much, they eventually let the couple leave. But this time, it did not matter. Police had already been notified, and law enforcement knew exactly who they were looking for. So you would think, after almost getting caught, they would leave town, go back to the hotel, pack up, lay low. But no. Authorities say they drove to another Lululemon about 20 minutes away and allegedly tried again. But this time, the stores saw them coming. Employees alerted police. Officers showed up, and finally, it was over. J.I. Kahn was arrested. Apple was arrested too. And after the arrest, police got a warrant to search their hotel room. Inside, they allegedly found 12 suitcases. Not one, not two, 12. And those suitcases were allegedly packed with Lululemon clothing. Police said the merchandise inside was worth around $50,000. That is when the whole influencer image started falling apart. Because online, it looked like luxury, but according to authorities, behind the scenes, it was allegedly security tags, fake confusion, refund fraud, and suitcases full of stolen clothes. Eventually, J.I. Kahn and Apple both took plea deals, and now, instead of flexing expensive outfits online, they are dealing with guilty pleas, restitution, and the possibility of prison time. So next time you see someone online acting like money magically appears, remember this story, because sometimes it is not a business, sometimes it is not a brand deal, sometimes it is not manifesting wealth. Sometimes it is allegedly 12 suitcases full of stolen yoga pants.